it'll make them take a look at themselves and realize, like, wait a minute, she just kind of gracefully checked me. Okay. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sky.Onjahnae. If you are new here, and stick around. Based on the comments from my last video, which if you did not watch that, where I talked about masculine behaviors that I stop right here, go watch that video, then come back to this video because I build on a lot of things from that video in this one. So definitely go ahead and watch that. If you did see that one already, let's get right into this video. In the comments, it seemed like a lot of us struggle with like being aggressive, and like, you know, from the last video, I was very aggressive. My mouth was lethal. I said all of those things. Like, I used to just be argumentative, all of those things. Though, so that's what we're going to work on. So let me just remind you of the list. I want to focus on the first three: smiling, cursing, and aggression, because those are the things, they all kind of like work together that keep us aggressive. If these are something that you need to work on, so like, let's say you need to work on smiling more, leave me a pink heart. If you need to work on, you know, cursing, leave me a blue heart in the comments. If you need to work on like your aggressive and just being argumentative, leave a green heart. And if you need to work on all three, leave me some prayer hands, and I will put you in my prayers so that you can really work on that. So let's work on smiling more. And I can bet if you're watching this video, it's because you want to be less aggressive. I can just bet that you have RBF. If I'm right, let me know down in the comments, okay? And that's okay, because I did too. Very bad. It was so bad that like people would think I had an attitude, and I'm just sitting there, I'm just minding my business, but my face made it seem like I just had the worst day of my life, and I had to change that. And it's going to take practice. And I don't want you to take this video like I'm telling you these are things that you have to do. These are things that work for me, and the things that helped me to start smiling more. Smiling more. It's the Chicago accent that some of my words, some of my letters, they come out sounding weird. But smiling more. And one thing that I did was practice smiling in the mirror. Like, you're going to feel awkward because you're just smiling at yourself. But when you smile, you're going to see how beautiful you are. And if you don't think you're beautiful, I'm telling you right now, girl, you are beautiful. So look in the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful, and just smile. Not only should you practice smiling in the mirror, practice smiling out in public so you don't come off so like standoffish. So when you walk past someone in public and you're at a store, just give them a smile. Whether you have a mask on or not, people are going to be able to tell if you're smiling under your mask, because your eyes, your cheeks are going to puff up and your eyes are going to be squinty. They're going to know that there's a big, beautiful smile under that mask. And of course, if you're not wearing a mask, smile at someone. You don't know, that could probably make someone's day. And I know my boyfriend, that was one of the first things he noticed about me, which drew him to me, was my smile. But like I said in the last video, like, life happens and it forces you to, you know, become hard. And we're trying to break out of that. This next way to practice smiling, I tell you, it's going to feel so awkward, but when I tell you, it's going to help you get in the habit of like just smiling in conversation. Like, I know I catch myself as I'm talking just smiling, because I'm just so used to smiling now. When you are talking to someone, before you even respond, smile first, then respond. That's going to be so awkward. It is, but you just have to push through it. If you're trying to be the woman that you God destined you to be, if you're trying to be more feminine, you need to push through that. A lot of this is not just going to be okay, it's going to come easy. You're going to have to push through a lot of these things. And let me just give you an example. Let's say you're out somewhere, or not even if you're out, if you're just having a conversation with someone, say it could be about anything, about the weather. Like, let's say they say this:
ooh, I shouldn't have put on this big old coat. It is nice out.
Yeah, you know, it is really nice outside considering it's winter. Boom. And it doesn't have to be a long, awkward smile. Like, smile and then start talking. That way, like, you're training your face to just automatically smile. And no, I'm not saying just, you know, you should just be sitting just smiling, because then you are gonna look a little crazy and people might run the opposite direction. I'm gonna mash the next two together just because they kind of go hand in hand. Cursing and being aggressive and / argumentative. So when it came to cursing, like I said in the last video, I'm a beautiful woman. Like, I'm gorgeous. When I open my mouth, I wanted to reflect that. So that's what I had to keep saying in my mind. Like, I'm too beautiful to be talking like this. I'm too classy to be saying these words. All of the things. Like, you want to catch, you don't hear Michelle Obama cussing people out, or, you know, just swearing, just in her regular conversation. Like, no. And I'm not saying you need to be Michelle Obama, but that's just, you know, the example I use. She's someone who is classy, feminine, a woman of God. So you don't see her acting like that. She carries herself and speaks in a way, like, she speaks life into things, which as women of God, Christians in general, that's what we should be doing. Another thing that was really difficult for me, which was my language, because I grew up, I'm from Chicago, I'm from the south side of Chicago, okay? Everybody around me curse, okay? From a child into adulthood, all I knew was cuss words. So, of course, I picked those things up, but it wasn't until, like I said in previous videos, you have to want to change. I wanted to change, and I put forth the effort. That's not to say you're not going to slip up. Of course, you're going to slip up, because it's called growth for a reason. You can't grow without making mistakes, okay? Ooh. Let me say it again. You cannot grow without making mistakes. So if you do make a mistake, give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself down about it. Acknowledge the mistake, forgive yourself, and keep it moving. Try to eliminate the big cuss words. Whatever you consider big cuss words, for me, that was like the B word, the F word, MF, like those big three. I completely stopped those off bat just because they are so much more, they just hit harder. Like, that's why I love them so much, because they hit harder, okay? They don't have to, you know? A strong vocabulary hits even harder, I'll tell you that, okay? It'll make people think. I'm not saying that you're trying to put people down and make people feel smaller, but it'll make them take a look at themselves and realize, like, wait a minute, she just kind of gracefully checked me, okay? And that's what we want to do. We want to have grace about ourselves. So yeah, start with those if you need to. And also, read more. Like, sometimes we use cuss words because maybe our vocabulary isn't the best. And that's not saying, you can have like a very like basic vocabulary, you know how to speak standard English, hold a conversation, but if every other word is a curse word, you need to work on your vocabulary. Start reading more, okay? That way you can use other words to fill the place of, you know, the F word or MF or whatever your words are. Those words, improving your vocabulary will help you do that. I've been reading more. The book I'm currently reading right now is The 5 a.m. Club, which getting up at 5 a.m. really allows me to have a much more productive day, okay? But yeah, and I even have a vocabulary app on my phone. Let me show you. I'm gonna give you your first vocabulary word. Ruminate. To contemplate or reflect, okay? So ruminate your life, reflect on your life and the past decisions you've made, as far as like how you just got too aggressive, or you cursed, or how you handled a certain situation that could have went smoother, okay? Ruminate on that, okay? And that goes with arguing with people. First of all, you don't need to be arguing with anybody about anything. If they did or said something to you, you kill them with kindness, because that is the one thing that I've learned, that when you kill somebody with kindness, they can't help but to feel bad because they were the aggressor in this situation. It just makes them in turn look like a bully, look like they're just purposely coming at you, and all you have to say is some nice things. And I'm not saying like if somebody gets really disrespectful, to, you know, just be nice to them. You could walk away. Learning to walk away helps eliminate a lot of drama, a lot of arguments, just a lot of conflict in general, because you're removing yourself from that situation. Tell yourself that you are better than this situation and move on. And anytime you're aggressive, that just escalates things more. So if you even like say someone didn't even disrespect you, but you have an issue that you need to like speak to them about to, you know, clear some things up, you need to go in there the way you would want to be like approached. If you go in aggressive, like I understand if you are boiling, take a couple seconds, take some deep breaths, say a little prayer and get your words together, then go in. Don't go in with all of that negative tension, negative energy, because it's just going to reflect that in the conversation. And now you're all the way up here. Now that person's probably going to meet you there. Now y'all just steady going back and forth at a 10 where y'all could be at like a 4, just having a nice conversation and solving the issue. Also, learn how to de-escalate the situation. If someone is coming at you all aggressive, like I said, you could either walk away, but if that's not what you want to do, simply smile, let them get, like, just look at them. Because if you don't respond and all they're doing is like going off or whatever the case may be, eventually they're gonna feel like they're gonna feel crazy and they're just gonna shut up because you're not giving them that energy. Learn how to de-escalate the situation before going into it, and learn how to de-escalate the situation while you're in it by doing those things. And I promise you, you won't have these issues. It's not even about the situation in general, because the situations 9 times out of 10 they are so small, but the way we approach them escalates everything. So if you're cursing automatically just makes you more aggressive. So that's why I tied these together. If you come at somebody, oh yeah, you got me effed up. Hold on. Do not approach me like that. Do not approach anyone like that. Kindly go up to them and say, hey, can we have a conversation? When you said this, it made me feel like this. Can we not do that anymore? Like, and come to an agreement. Go in there knowing how you want the conversation to end, not knowing how you want the conversation to go, because listen, you can't like determine what and how someone is going to react to things. All you can control is what do you want out of the conversation or the situation to be. If you want you all to come to some type of agreement, make sure that is the goal of the conversation. That way you don't get distracted by things that they say that might throw you off, because at the end of the day, it's a conflict. A lot of people can't handle conflict. You have to be the one to be able to, like I said, de-escalate and like set the tone for the conversation. Okay, just because someone else is at a 10, that don't mean you need to come up from your 1. Okay, your 1 is going to make them come down there with you. And if they are not one of those people who will come down with you, then that's when you walk away, because we don't argue with fools. Okay, we let God handle those. Okay, we are not doing it. So when you know the conclusion that you want to come to, that'll, like I said, it'll keep you. It's like a guide through the conversation. So even if the person goes off on a tangent, you can wheel it back in. Like I hear what you're saying, but let's get back to the topic at hand and talk about the topic. They're going to realize that 9 times out of 10 they're going to realize the stuff they were just saying was them just being aggressive for no reason, and they're going to wheel it back in. You need to be able to take control of the conversation. You need to be able to take control over your emotions, because that is no one else's job. Nobody should get you out of your character. Nobody should be able to have any type of effect on you that much that you start to revert back to your old ways. It's going to be hard. It is. But like I said, if this is really what you want to do, if you really want to change and be a better woman, a woman of God, you need to, push through these things. Ask him for strength. Ask him for to guide you through these things. Ask him to give you the word so you don't lean on your own strength, because if you could do that, you wouldn't be in these issues, or you wouldn't be aggressive in the first place. So allow him to be the strength for you, okay? And if it's something like that you just cannot handle it right now, practice the conversation. Don't let whatever the issue is prolong and too much time go past, because then it kind of won't be as effective to that person anymore, because it's so long ago. It's like whatever. take your time to, gather yourself, calm yourself down, get the words that you need, write a script, whatever you need to do in order to keep you together and keep you calm and keep the situation from escalating. Do any of those things, because like I said, you do not need to get out of your character, babe. We are better than that, and we are going to show that we are better than that. And every time you make those subtle changes to your tone, or if you're cursing or not, or the pitch in your voice, all of those things make a difference. It'll take you from aggressive to just communicating. So many people have a communication issue, and all of that can just be solved by those simple steps. So because I know that I try my hardest not to yell, and when I feel myself about to yell, I just stop, take a deep breath, count backwards from 10, and then I go back in. Okay, it's okay to take that step back, to breathe and center yourself, because it's for you, not for the other person. Okay, you're not trying to de-escalate or be calm so they can feel comfortable. You're doing this for you. And remember that all of these changes and all of these things you're trying to do are for you, no one else. You are somebody that's just so aggressive to the point where everything has to be a fight or an argument. Definitely seek therapy. Seek God and seek therapy, because you have to get to the root of that. Why are you so aggressive? What is it about you that's making you just automatically snap off on people, automatically want to fight, automatically cursing somebody out? What is it about yourself that you need to work on? And if you can't go to therapy, because therapy can be expensive, get you a journal. I recently started journaling a couple months ago, and I don't do it all the time. I do it when I feel like I'm really in need of some self-help and reflection. And this is the journal I have. It is the reflection journal from Corinthia Jordan, and it's called "You Will Bloom: Inspired by Poetry Made with Love." And one thing I really love about this journal is she incorporates the scripture in it. And if you're someone who's also trying to grow closer to the Lord and just be a woman of God in general, I highly recommend this. She also told me I can show an excerpt from here, so I'm gonna find one. Okay, it says set your intentions. That's what the first page is about. So the purpose of this reflection journal is to provide you with a tool that allows you to dig deeper. We are going on an emotional journey where you will find answers to the many questions that have gone unanswered. We will search for the root of your suffering, and we will dive deep beyond the surface. This is necessary for your healing and your growth. Before we begin, write down any questions that you have that you would like answered. I encourage you to invite God to assist you with your healing. Ask for guidance and strength as you dive deep into yourself. But most importantly, remember to embrace what you find. First of all, this one page, when I wrote down my stuff, because I've already written my journal for this one, the questions I asked myself just really made me realize that I had a lot of deeper issues than I actually thought. When I started my reflection journal, when I started journaling, I just, I really didn't take it serious because I didn't have a reflection journal at the time. So I was just, writing a little diary. Oh, I got an attitude today, blah, 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 blah. This really helped me think. Definitely get this. And no, this is not she didn't pay me to say anything of this. I just genuinely like this one because it's, like I said, it's pretty. And two, it's written by a black woman, an educated black woman, and she incorporates the word. So I really like that. You can get this on Amazon, and I think she has a website. I will link that down below in the description if she does, but I'll also link the Amazon link down below as well. Listen, this one, it's gonna be girl, I cannot stop that. But listen, I stopped it. And mine was more so for spiritual reasons, because I just felt it was just so secular, so violent. And that is listening to rap music. And I won't even just say rap music. The things that we listen to and watch really affect us, and it wires our brain. So if you're watching a bunch of violent shows or listening to a bunch of violent music, you're going to be aggressive. A lot of sports people who play sports, they listen to violent music so they can, when they go out on that field, they can be aggressive. You are not a football player. You are not any of the sort. You are a delicate, beautiful, feminine, black woman. So you need to act as such. Like, the things, especially, like, listen, Meg Thee Stallion used to be my girl, okay? Same birthday and everything. I was like, I'm her twin. We are the same person. And I loved her. Anything she dropped, I knew the words. I can probably recite them better than she could. But that was not okay. And ever since I stopped listening to that type of music, I'm more calm. Like, I don't feel the need to curse because it's just not part of my vocabulary anymore. And I don't get as upset about things as much. And I'm not just saying it was just Meg Thee Stallion. I stopped listening to rap pretty much all together. Like, my music consists of like R&B, gospel. That's it, honestly. Mostly like 90s R&B and her, but like H-E-R, her. I love her. It's so funny because it's her. All right, let me stop. The things we intake really affect us. So if you're around people who just curse so much, try to limit your communication with them, or, you know, let them know, like, hey, I'm trying to stop cursing, so could you just try to watch your mouth when we communicate? And of course, like, you can't tell people what to do, but if they respect you and they respect your journey, they will try to do that. Like, all of my friends, they don't curse as much around me, like, but they still curse, but around me, they try to like limit it just so I guess to make me comfortable. And I appreciate that so much, y'all the realists. But yeah, telling people that these are the things you're trying to work on, they can kind of help guide you on that. They can support you on that journey, not hold you accountable, because like I said in my last video, accountability is on you. That's up to you to hold yourself accountable. But they can support you. Like, if you slip up, they could be like, oh, I thought you were cursing. And you go, oh, okay, you're right. I'm not. Let me, check myself, okay? But limit the type of stuff you're around. Limit the type of people you're around. If they're the type of people that are aggressive, they like to fight, they're argumentative, don't center yourself around those people. I'm not saying you have to completely cut them off, but limit the time you spending with them. If you're on the phone with them all day, or for a good amount of time, and they just have an aggressive or an argumentative spirit, they curse a lot, step back a little bit, maybe talk to them for maybe 30 minutes and then go find you some peace, because it's peaceful over here on the not cursing, not aggressive, non-argumentative side. Okay, I'm just saying. And out of all the things that I said, the number one thing that I definitely advise you, if you do nothing else on the list of things that I mentioned that you can do this, please, and that is to pray about it. There is nothing that God cannot fix in your life, and I am like a testimony of that. Anybody who knew me before this journey I've been on since 2020, if you knew me before then, you don't know me now. Okay, yes, I'm still the same silly funny fun girl and all that, but I'm more calm. I don't curse. Like, all these changes that I've made, which I've talked about in my previous 2 videos. You definitely go watch that. Like I said, I got so many nice encouraging messages from those videos. So yeah, pray about it, girl. Like, ask God to remove this anger from you, because there's some anger down in there, which is why you can't just have a conversation without being so aggressive, without cursing, without getting loud. All of those things. Pray about it. Ask him for the strength. Like what the reflection journal said, ask him for strength. Ask him for guidance. Ask him to show you what it is that's causing this. Ask him to fill that void for you. Like, whatever it is that's making you this angry, ask him to fill you with the Holy Spirit. Be that peace inside of you, so that you can work on that. And again, it's going to be work. You can't just pray on it and then not actively work to change yourself. The prayers is going to help push you and help give you that strength to work on it. Okay, so yeah. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Sunday's video is going to be a little more relaxed, a little more girly, a little more a breath of fresh air, because we have been talking about a lot of negative traits about us that we're trying to work on. So we're gonna make it a little fun, a little easy on Sunday. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this. I will see you all in my next video.